Greetings fam, this is Will from Silekun. On this video we will continue our explorations of a Akai Expansion Pack called Chill Trap, utilizing one of the loops or sequences in the accompanying drum kit as a compositional determinant, or help us assist us in making a song and or produce a song. We will manipulate this drum pattern, keeping it mostly intact but eliminating quite a few sounds. We're going to slow down the tempo, and then we're going to export some of the drum loops to work in other DAWs. I'm going to continue the process in Recycle, Studio One, Ableton Live, Adobe Audition, and Native Instruments Maschine. Alright, let's get started. Okay, this is the original loop. This is called this is the Safe Kit sequence right here, and the Safe Kit drum kit right here. We've dragged and dropped them both in here, and it's at 140 beats per minute. So let's take a listen. Okay, really busy. A lot of instruments being played because they want to demonstrate the instruments, so that's what they're doing. They play pretty much everything. What we're going to do is we're going to delete quite a few of these instruments and slow the tempo way down. We're back, and I've deleted quite a few sounds. I deleted the clap, the sub, the snare, pad, all of the instrumental sounds, pad, bass, synth, synth 2, effects, so that's what we have, and we slowed it down to 110 beats per minute. So let's take a listen to this. Okay, now this is a lot simpler. Got rid of a lot of the instruments. I did do a little bit more with the kick drum than they were already doing, putting one beat on the one and kind of keeping that one happening on bar 1 as well as bar 3. Just gives me a little bit of more I don't know, solidness. I'm just kind of old school. I need that one. And then here, the open hi-hat, I did a little bit something different here, but the closed hi-hat is the same. No, it was the shaker that I did a little bit something different. I kind of made it a little bit more uniform. The shaker is the same, open hi-hat is the same, the percussion, all of those things I think are the same from the original beat. What we're going to do is we're going to download each one of these individual tracks so that we can work with them individually, or export rather. We're going to export this whole beat as a loop so that we can use it a little later. So you click File, you go to Export, you go to Audio Mixdown. One of the first things we want to do is we want to take this 10-second tail off. I mean this 1-second tail off. And when you click it and you go down, you left click it and go down, and with a down arrow kind of thing, and that gets rid of it. You can't just delete it. I don't know why they don't do that. File format is WAV, bit depth is 16, sample rate is 44.1, stereo 1 and 2, so we want a stereo, 4 bars, start bar, end bars 4. You click export. Now we need to determine where it's going to go. We'll put on the hard drive, and this looks good as any. Let's just download it right there, and then we click save, and that's done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do all of these that I want to export, each individual instrument, so I'll have an individual representation of the instrument as well as the one group, the whole loop together, and that way I can bring things in, take them out in order to make a little bit more of a variation for an interesting song. I want to show you one of these that I did together. I did the shaker and the percussion together because they work pretty well together, and plus you can kind of delete this one if you don't want to hear it later on in the loop. So let's export. Audio mix down. Everything is good. And when we name it, like I put both of the hats together. I'm going to name it new beat 3 percussion. Okay, here are all of the loops that we just downloaded. This is the whole drum kit beat that we had, that I ended up with rather. This is the kick only. These are the hats. This is the percussion with shaker, and this is the ride and the toms. Because these we can manipulate even because there's enough space in between them that we can manipulate them. But this gives us individual sounds, so that sometimes if we want to send the hi-hats to the reverb, or even pan the hi-hats to the left, and then still keep the kick in the center, we can do that because now we have individual instruments. So the first one we want to, was the first DAW that we want. Well, it's really not a DAW, it's a utility that's called Recycle. I really love it. A lot of people don't use it anymore because it's kind of incorporated into Propellerhead Reason. But the Recycle wave, or the Rex file that results, you can use in just about any DAW. Matter of fact, I think in every DAW that's out there right now, but I could be mistaken. Anyway, it's a good thing to work with. But you could do the same thing in Fruity Loop, in Maschine, in Ableton Live. But this is just one separate thing that you can do just in this utility alone. So we take it, we drag it in to existing. We drag it into an existing recycle, and it says, do you want to move the left locator to the first start point? I always say no, because I want to keep it at this exact timing that it has. And the first thing I do is tell it that it's 4 loops, 4 bars, and that gives me the tempo. So it's off by about 0.007. I'm going to go ahead and adjust that. I don't know why it did that, but I'm going to adjust each one of these that way so that it's clean. What you do is you zoom in a little bit, and then you can move the right arrow over until you get it to 110, which is where we're at. Now, I don't think it's going to be a big difference, but I just kind of, for precision's sake, this is what I do. Once I zoom in, I click process, crop loop. It does that. And then this is the sensitivity control. So this is automatic. It sort of automatically chops for you. You could chop yourself too, but this automatically chops up the slices. And right there, I think we got all the slices chopped up. But there's one that's still not. There we go. And that's decent enough. We can actually use those individual sounds too in most of the DAWs that we work with. Okay, we're going to go ahead and close this one out and save it. On the next video, we will look at Recycle a little more and also explore Studio One. Stay tuned for that. If you like the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Peace.